here on the Halifax waterfront in the beautiful Prow Gallery. And I'm joined this evening by award-winning recording artist, abstract artist, and supermom, Jenn Grant.
Hi.
Welcome to Gallery 902.
Thank you. This is great. Thanks for having me.
I feel like I'm sitting across from a ball of energy because you are on the go, always creating, and you're leaving tomorrow to go on tour.
Yeah, I'm leaving tomorrow. It's just a mini tour, so I'm going to be gone for 4 days. It's just 3 shows in Ontario.
I love that you have a partner too.
I do.
So supportive.
Yes.
So supportive. You can say, thanks, hubby.
This is actually the first time this has happened. So
you're doing
we'll see
it.
what happens. He's very supportive. I mean, we're very collaborative. We do a lot together.
You do.
And so actually, this is sort of a new era for us where I'm leaving and he's not coming.
Wow, well, the children, right?
Because
So
we
he'll be
played
home
together so much. I mean, almost all the time.
So this is really different for you guys.
I think it's going to be great. I'm going for the weekend.
Yes, Mama, do it. But it's great because the children, you know, will
like
have
him
that time.
too.
Yeah, they'll have time with Dad, and you also need your time too.
Right, I'm going to get that.
But speaking about collaboration, you guys, you said you've really been taking on more producing and really learning the editing, and really getting into the other side of things.
Yeah. Well, before COVID, we're talking about COVID already. With my previous life, with touring and stuff, a lot of touring is just you're just in the van, you're just driving around, you're in whatever vehicle. So to be home for a few years, gave me an opportunity to learn some skills that I really wanted to be better at. At the moment, I don't have like any desire to really be producing bands or anything like that. I just always had, I think, a good ear for production, and it's something that Dan and I talk about a lot. Listening to music, and I've always been really involved in my record making and stuff. But I wanted the ability to just record myself on my own. I don't have to wait. So I'm just a little bit too hyper to be waiting for too long. So usually if I get an idea, I like to kind of just make it happen. So, and Dan is amazing. We love working together. We'll work together more. And, but I just learned some basic stuff so I could just go in the house and just kind of record some stuff. So,
it gives you more freedom.
Yeah, freedom.
That way too.
Yeah,
Plus you're learning a new skill, which you obviously continuously like to do.
Yeah, I like to do that.
Talk to me about your studio space, because I know that for you it's really evolved over the years.
Yeah, I was painting in the kitchen the last couple of years and recording on my own in the baby room, because we have a studio, but it's Dan's studio. I've made records in there with him, but it's really his domain. So the baby room, corner of the baby room became my domain, and the kitchen, and so it was just kind of making music, baby crying on the track, and then paints all over the kitchen and all over the floor, and then just trying to clean it up to cook supper. And then we just decided this is ridiculous, and so yeah, we built me a little space too. So it's very new. We're still we're insulating the ceiling and everything, so we're insulating it right now.
But it's going to be just yours.
Yeah, for the month of September, I was in there painting.
So something that I'd love for you to share with us, I know we spoke about it before, I really feel that the mandate of this show is to really inspire people at home, or to help them, or to have them connect with something. And you went through something that you experienced, being an artist and performing. And I think that you sharing your story will probably really help somebody, because it's really something that a lot of people go through.
Yeah.
Really.
Stage fright? You're talking about that? So I always wanted to sing. Actually, one of the reasons I went to NASCAD is because I just was I have stage fright and I can't deal with it. And I felt like NASCAD, I did a tour of the school, and I just I was weeping and listening to music at the same time and being I found some place for me.
So it really connected when you walked in there.
It really did, and it was I didn't have that anxiety with making physical art on something. Then I felt like kind of being part of that community at NASCAD was one of the ways that kind of broke me out of it. But yeah, so I've been writing songs since I was a kid, and then I just remember, I was also a camp counselor for like 5 summers, and there would be these performances at the camps, and whether it was just like the training week with the counselors or whatever it was, where we were supposed to get on stage, and I like desperately wanted to get on stage and sing and play guitar. And then I remember trying a couple of times, and it was really brave of me to be trying because it was really hard. And my fingers would just shake and my voice would tremble, and it was like a out-of-body experience of like the terror that I was experiencing. And it was like uncontrollable.
I love that you're describing it, because I think that some people use that expression a lot, stage fright, but unless they truly know what it feels like.
It kind of felt like I had left my body and I could no longer control like what was happening. And I knew that I had some kind of talent that I wanted to share, and I just felt so like angry that I couldn't do it. So that went on for a long time, and then when I was like in like high school, we would like have parties and stuff on the weekend. I was really good. I wasn't like that good at my grades, but I was like really good at organizing parties. And I was friends with my teachers, so it worked out in the end. But anyway, we would like have these parties and these gatherings, and then I would go out into the woods, into some dark corner with like 2 girls and sing a song. And
you felt comfortable.
People were like asking me to go do these like secret performances in the woods and stuff. Sounds so weird. But
I love it. Those
anyway.
were the times. Those were the Dear Diary days.
Dear Diary. Today I sang in the woods to a beautiful girl. And then I was like writing a lot of songs in my room. I was writing more and more. And people were kind of trying to ask me to do stuff. But it was really hard for me to share. And then when I was in my early 20s, I saw a Tegan and Sarah show at the Marquee in Halifax, and I remember feeling so just deflated because I was watching them do this thing, and I was like, I'm connecting with what this going on up there so much. Like I really feel like that's my destiny, and I'm just like not following my path. And so the next day I there was this little club called Salvation. I think maybe then it was called One World Cafe, and it was like this really small place, and it was on Agricola Street, in the corner of Agricola and West Street maybe. And I went in, and I just like convinced this woman that I was gonna have a show there with my cousins, Robert and Andrew McIsaac. And because they also had some stage fright. So the way that worked out for me in the end was we formed this little group, and we played for like a year. And
you played for a year. You did
Yeah.
like a little cafe tour.
yeah, we were just playing around Halifax
I love that.
a lot. And they're great guitar players, great songwriters and singers. And for my songs, they were kind of playing these guitar parts that they wrote instead of me playing. So I was singing, they were playing guitar, and sometimes I was singing backup, and they were singing their songs. And so it kind of eliminated the like finger trembling situation. But I think the real trick to it was the kind of mind trick of deciding these people are uncomfortable, so I'm going to step forward and like protect them. And it made me stronger to help someone else. And it just lifted me up. It made me able to do it. And as soon as I started singing at that show, I was like, I'm home.
Jenn, this part of the show is really my favorite, when you really get to talk about your showcase that you have here at the Prow and your process and lightness.
My process is really just open and I like to just kind of, get a canvas up, and then I'll take a piece of colored Conte or pastel, maybe like a chalk pastel, and some kind of like bright color, like pink and yellow and orange and stuff. And I just kind of just try to like let go of everything and just kind of do some kind of, shape. And then it's like a meditative process, just kind of just like making up, you know, different designs and patterns that kind of sometimes might echo a landscape. Or lately I've been thinking more about the titles with the paintings, because for a long time I wasn't titling them. And then I was like, I'm a songwriter, why am I not titling paintings? It's like I was embarrassed or something. And then now I'm taking more ownership over it. And so the title might kind of connect to the piece for me more, you know. I'll come up with it maybe halfway through or at the end or something.
So you're feeling, it's coming out of your feelings.
Yeah, it's very feeling-based. That's how I would say painting and music are also really tightly knit for me. It's very emotive, you know. These pieces here, these colors that I'm using are because I'm trying to give joy, you know, and just expression. And I just like, you know, want people to feel that kind of energy. So that's kind of what they're about.
I love that you mentioned about the titling, because there's artists have all different views on that.
Mm-hmm.
Some don't like to title because they'd like the person taking it home to be able to have their own.
Yeah.
So I love your story. It's completely different again, because you weren't at first. I like how you described it. You just almost weren't. You were a little nervous
I was.
to be proud of it.
Yeah.
And now you are.
Yeah.
I love that. But with your songs, have you ever felt that way?
No.
So you just
Those
immediately.
are easy to
I love that.
Titling is a whole thing, though. It's a whole pattern. Title albums.
And what about your signature? How long did it take you to decide?
My signature, I signed the back of the paintings because when I went to NASCAD, there was a conversation that was being had, I think, with Leah Evelyn.
Oh,
and,
we love Leah. We had her on the show.
Yeah, well, she's one of my favorites.
She is like
people and artists.
She's huge. You know?
Well, one of the reasons I stayed at NASCAD is because I just kept taking classes with Leah, because I felt like she got me, you know, and Michael Fernandez. I just kept taking classes with them over and over again, and I was really grateful for them.
Again, Leah would have picked up on your energy.
Yeah, she
loves
did.
that.
I did classes with her later on as well, you know, at her house and stuff. But I think one time she said about not titling them because it would take you away from the piece. So I have never titled one since. I think I do it on the side some. I used to do it on the side sometimes, but I think it's pretty much just in the back. But yeah, my signature is just, you know, I sign a lot of CDs and stuff, so you just want it to be quick and easy and loopy.
True. So it can be fast.
Yeah.
But that's kind of like your art.
Yeah, it's all sort of going together.
It all goes together. Now, something that I've asked all of my artists is to bring something that's inspired them or helped them along their journey, or something that's sort of just meant so much that they'll never let it go. It's a keeper.
Right.
So for some people, it's been a painting, or it's been an easel, or a book of their life's work. So what have you brought for us?
I wasn't sure what to bring. I brought my husband's easel, which I've stolen from him. He studied fine art as well at Mount A, and he had this big fancy easel made. And I used to always paint on the ground, and my painting style has changed as well. Whereas I used to like almost paint 7 paintings on top of each other until I was happy, and now I've finally gotten to a place where I can start and finish something. I don't know what shifted, but maybe it was from having the easel.
Now, when you were painting on the floor, you wanted to be on the floor. You were comfortable.
I wanted to be. For a long time, I was doing that, and I was really hurting my back as well. But now I'm not a baby, so I have to really take care of my back.
So your husband's easel.
Yes, my husband's easel. At one point, I started using it, and it changed the way I painted. So now I'm starting paintings and finishing them instead of doing 7 paintings in one, which is great. Great news for me. Also, this easel, you can see all the paint, and like this just looks like a painting of mine. Like it's got gold and all, all that stuff in it, and texture. And
is this mixed in with your husband's paint?
Well, he might. So the thing is that he's very neat and tidy.
Oh, so he was cleaning it.
Well, he wasn't cleaning it, but he was never probably getting paint on anything. Like, he wouldn't be getting paint on the floor or knocking over a whole bucket of paint.
Two different styles.
2 different styles. I'm really quick and emotion-based and bright colors, and he's like, yeah, he's just, we go together well, we complement each other well. So I've stolen the easel. I don't know if I will be giving it back. If he made me another one, may let him use it again, but it goes into my new studio, which the whole idea of having this easel and having a studio is just a real present reminder that I'm very supported by my family, and that they are allowing me to just be the wild woman that I am and go and hit the road and make paintings, and I just feel very, very supported. I honestly have no idea what it would like to be unsupported. It's just not been an issue, and I'm very lucky, and I know that's not the case for so many people, and it's just like, I mean, it's just very important. I think you just gotta like be your own advocate, your own supporter, and hopefully you'll find the right people who also believe that.
So talk to me about this piece.
This?
Talk to me like you're...
I mean, this just feels like I'm just, eventually, I think it actually is going to become something, so that's nice.
But something I love that you shared with me is you don't normally allow anyone to sort of see work that isn't completely finished.
No.
And so...
Because I usually feel like they're kind of ugly until they're done.
Which is not true. But you're letting us into your process.
I am.
We're getting a sneak peek.
Yeah, right now I'm just using a little bit of the colored chalks.
And I love that this is like the kindergarten mixed box of pencils. I love it.
Yes, it totally is.
No, this is great.
Yeah?
You're just not pretentious. You're like, no, this is my kit.
That's not what it is, yeah.
I like it.
So, sometimes I just get excited by like very simple things, like just a color beside another color,
Do you ever sometimes just reach in and see what you grab?
No, I haven't done that.
Okay, that's surprising.
But I'll do that sometime.
I like it. Tell me how it turns out. Now, what about things around you? Is that something for you now that you're out of the baby room?
Yeah.
And you have your own studio?
I'm painting not in the kitchen.
Do you feel like you'll look outside and maybe be inspired by something? Or is it more just for you internal?
My best friend Lori, she was like, all your paintings are just going to be of the trees because we're like, kind of surrounded by trees.
That's your view.
But so far, no, they have not been of the trees. So, but actually, these two behind you here, I did those sort of before and after Hurricane Fiona.
Oh,
and
wow.
This one is called Between the Trees. As I was thinking about I think about this Between the Trees space when I'm writing songs too. Like feels like just kind of like is there like a little secret language happening in the wind or something, And then this one's called Where Are the Birds? Because I was worried about the birds.
Yes. Especially during those times.
So yeah, I feel like, during the hurricane. So,
and you guys really actually had some damage.
Yes, there's still a giant tree on our house, and there's a lot of trees down.
And you almost lost your studio.
Yeah, I did it. It was very close.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
It was saved.
Yeah, that would have been.
No, but there's always something how that happens. I believe in that.
Yeah.
We had the last hurricane that we had that was very bad.
Dorian?
We had, years ago, the hurricane. Remember, it was White Juan after?
Yeah.
So Hurricane Juan. We lost everything that was in the house. It literally was in the ocean.
Really?
But when we came back to the house, my uncle's ashes that were on an old speaker were still in the house. And
goodness.
we had video of it. I don't know, I just think.
Wow.
So I kind of feel like your studio, it was missed.
Yeah.
So your mom was up there.
Yeah.
Moving the tree.
Just
moving the tree.
Just a little bit.
Now, color-wise, do you kind of experiment with that? Is that something that you say,
absolutely.
I'm going to go out and find some? Because I love some of your palettes, but I do see those little specks of gold.
Oh yeah,
like
gold.
Things that you love.
Yeah, I love to have gold in there. I use like gold foil and doilies and stuff. Just bringing the kitchen in.
It's fantastic.
So I kind of feel like the gold is a little bit of my own personal kind of signature thing that I like to have in the paintings. You know, and then I'll probably like lay I'll probably put some fixative on parts of this, and then maybe, I mean, I used to do a thing where I would get rid of stuff all the time, you know, and paint over it. So I sort of try to, as I was saying before, like build on things a little bit more, but you never know what's gonna happen. I mean, it's important that you flip them around. They're not even,
I love that you do that.
Yeah, like you can't really do it on, you can't know what's happening until you figure that out, I guess.
Here's a question for you. I know some abstract artists are very particular about their art being placed the correct way.
Oh, absolutely.
And so, but then other artists are like, no, I have it so that you can interpret and move it the way that you feel it needs to be moved.
Yeah, no, not me.
But no, yours is like, no, this is the right way.
That's right.
So then I would look for your signature on the back.
Yeah, and I always have an arrow.
Oh, you put an arrow, I love it.
I have an erotic arrow as well.
Abstract art for dummies, I love it. You're like, here it is.
Yeah.
That's a good, it's just important to know, you know, what each artist prefers.
Yeah, and I like to kind of, I feel like, you know, in some ways that have a little bit of an ornamental aspect to them I enjoy.
That's what I see when I'm looking at these pieces. I like that somebody now, when they purchase a piece of your art and they watch the show, it's gonna mean more when they look at a piece that they may already have at home or a piece they want to come down and buy.
That's right. Yes, exactly.
So these little doilies, I love this. You just sort of go and collect these items and then recycle them.
Yeah.
So see, it's also very amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I just like that your kids see that.
Yeah.
This is mom's art and it's renewing and recycling.
Yeah.
That's good. Here's another question. Your sides, you finish them.
Yes.
You always like, and do you ever put anything on the side?
No, but sometimes like the doilies will come over.
Oh, I like that.
And I always like when that happens.
And you're okay with that, yeah.
Oh yeah,
that's good.
Definitely. Yeah.
How are you feeling about it?
I'm feeling like I need some paint, but I don't have any here.
And so what would you do right now? And
Oh,
what
right
kind
now
of
I
paint?
normally
And what
wouldn't
kind
be
of
using
paint?
this much pastel. Like I'd usually be done this
And you'd
part and
grab.
move on to a different thing. Like I'd probably now spray it a little bit. And then maybe I'd get some gold and put a little bit of gold in. And then I'd take some paint and kind of work that into the painting. Yeah.
Do you ever splatter? Do you ever, are there different techniques
like
that you?
maybe just
Little bit.
a little tiny bit.
It's so fun. I just want to be there while you're in your studio being
can come over.
wild and crazy.
Yeah, you can do that.
That'll be season 4.
Okay.
Thank you for letting us into your process.
Oh, thanks.
I'm
Yeah.
just so excited because now the viewers are really going to know and have that deeper connection with the pieces that they have and the pieces that they're going to buy.
Yeah. Please buy them.
Yes. Thanks, Jen.
Thank you.